We don't know. Reload it. See if that happens. Did it work? Yes, it did. Look at that. Hooray! Cross the streams. I had to cross the stream. Pardon me, Egon. You said crossing the streams was bad. Yes. Rudy is having a medical... Oh, lost you. Well, it'll come back on... Oh, Facebook is gone, right, because I have to do a secondary Facebook. You have to reload Facebook, sorry. Brink, live producer. It'll come back. Yep. Give me a second. I may have to go over... Yeah, I have to go back over. Unfortunately, whenever I restart on Facebook, I have to go over and reset the anti-troll spray on the site. And now we're back to normal. There we go. Or abnormal, as it were. So, hi. Welcome back. How you doing? Just took a second. Just a little messing about. Just a little business. Rudy, and for those of you that missed it, the reason Rudy looks confused is because he is.
We're a country of laws, not of crooked men. And
right. That's why Trump didn't get reelected and why he's facing multiple lawsuits, both civil and criminal.
Women.
Oh, and women. Way to be inclusive, Rudy.
These rights here, these rights right here, they come from God.
Yeah. But that's not the right to commit a crime, dickhead. And you're pointing at the Constitution that what you have up there is the right to serve in office. That's not a God-given right. And to the extent that being able to participate in democracy is a right, you can have that taken away unless Rudy wants to argue that felons should be allowed to vote from prison. In which case, let's hear it, Rudy. Welcome to the far, far left.
Not from Nancy Pelosi.
Wait a minute, Nancy Pelosi isn't God? How was she able to dance in Chinatown and not get sick? There's no reason. I can't understand it.
These are sacred rights.
Right, and if you shit on them, you'll get impeached for the second time, and you won't be able to run for office again because we all take it very seriously.
These are the rights that undergird the greatest democracy in the history of the world.
Right.
And they're being trashed.
Trashed, not trashed. They're being trashed? Trashed. Guys, they're being trashed. We can't let this trashing happen. They're being trashed.
I know you get in trouble when you doubt someone's patriotism, so I won't do that.
You just did, asshole. You've been saying that they've been wrecking and slashing and breaking the Constitution for 5 years and they don't care and it's all lies and they're throwing it under the bus and they don't. Oh my God.
But I doubt if they understand what it means to be an American.
Oh no. I'm mad as hell and I won't even glory hole anymore.
Abraham Lincoln said,
uh-oh. Get ready. Get your papers out, people. Here comes another perfect quote from the mind of Rudy Giuliani. He's taking us to history class. Come on, Rudy. Bring it home. What did Abraham Lincoln say?
How do you define the good, better, or best American? The belief in the values in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence that hold us together.
That was what he said? Is that a direct quote?
Where's the belief in this Constitution that says you shall impeach someone to remove them from office? And then you have an impeachment to remove someone who's been removed, who you attempted to impeach before, and who...
You left out a word. Why would you trash the Constitution, Rudy? Rudy, why would you do that? Why would you leave out the word and disqualify? Why would you do that, Rudy? Why would you trash and slash these are sacred, Rudy, written by God, and you're editing the word of God, Rudy? You're leaving the word and disqualify off? Why would you do such a thing?
It was acquitted, and now it turns out it was a phony charge before. You should be impeached.
I should be impeached. No, you should be impeached. God, I felt personally attacked just then. No, you. No, you.
You, Pelosi.
Oh. Well, I know my hair looks poofy, but.
Nadler. Schiff. And you should be tried after that for conspiracy to defraud the United States. And then we should see, how much did Obama know? How much did Biden know?
They knew a lot. Especially after they went, who the fuck is making all these phone calls to the FSB? We might want to look. Oh shit, it's everyone in Trump's circle. That's a bit of a mess.
Oh, and by the way.
Oh, okay, don't leave anything out.
You're impeaching a man who's removed from office for not committing a crime, and you just inaugurated a president where there is a hard drive showing 30 years of criminal activity.
Is there? Is there, Rudy? Is there? I'm so confused. I'm so very, very confused. Hold on. I have to do something real quick. I was taking a picture of the desktop so I could have it later.
And you censored that from the American people.
Actually, Rudy, you did. I'm sorry, but Rudy censored the contents of the laptop from the American people. Rudy is in sole possession of said laptop. Rudy has every potential, every capability in the world to release the entire contents. I don't know, kind of like the entire contents of Parler have been released online. Right? The FBI can't release something that's evidence or maybe used in an ongoing investigation or is in part of an... There's 2 investigations about the hard drive, you understand. You do realize that. There's one that was dismissed because they looked at the contents of the hard drive and realized it was a fake, and hence why they didn't pursue charges based on it, even though Trump and the DOJ were pushing for any possible sign of criminality, and there was no reason that they wouldn't go after Hunter Biden if there was actually crimes on the hard drive. Of course, there's always that problem where you being in possession of it and you being so partisan and having it for a while and lying about how you got it in an evidentiary proceeding would have gotten it entirely thrown out, even if it was real. So, Rudy's fuck up number 2. But the second investigation, and I don't know that we've really looked into this one much. I brought it up before, but I don't know that people have paid that much attention. But there's a second investigation about the Hunter Biden laptop, and that is the purchasing of fraudulent materials used to defame an individual or defraud the electorate of the United States. So all the fake collusion storyline that he's saying that, Pelosi and all them should be tried for, arguably if that was a real crime and that was really, a charge that could be brought against Rudy for purchasing this hard drive for $5 million in Ukraine from a bunch of Russian spies that Trump owes money to, and then bringing it into the United States, concocting a story and trying to force it into the newspapers, because every time he gives it to law enforcement, their technical advisors read it and look at it and go, this is all bullshit. You can see the IP addresses where the stuff came from. You can see all the metadata on the pictures. You can see that they were photoshopped. You can see that the text messages are false. But Rudy's hanging on to the original copy. Why would that be? Rudy, you have the whole hard drive. The whole thing. Why are you keeping it? Why aren't you releasing every aspect? I mean, is there a legal reason why, if it's as egregious and horrifying as you say, for holding back anything that's in it? Does it make it inadmissible in court if it's already been there? What, are you worried about tainting the jury pool? I mean, this show could be called Tainting the Jury Pool. I mean, it's, first of all, he's trying to mess with the jury pool, and it's actually hosted by a taint. So I think the issue is not that big tech or the newspapers or the media censored the hard drive. It's that you have the entire contents of the hard drive, and for some reason will only provide printouts of 5 pages of shit from it, and only to friendly media, and you will give no media a copy of the hard drive in full. Why is that? I can't, honest to God, if it is real, I cannot think of a single goddamn answer. Can you guys? Can anybody out there? I'm sure there's some dead ender maggots and Trumpsters and QAnons out there. Is there a reason, you guys can explain, maybe you've heard it on the QAnon websites, is there a reason why Rudy isn't just dumping the entire hard drive onto the internet? Is there a reason? Anybody? One single reason. One. I'm trying to figure out even just an excuse for not doing it. What's Rudy's excuse for not releasing the files out into the public? He doesn't want to give hand in the child porno. But that's up to the press, isn't it? Does he want to part ways with it? He's got a copy of it. He could make a copy for himself. He could give them a full copy of it. He still gets to retain the original. Is there a single reason why he wouldn't release the entire contents? I'm waiting. I mean, honest to God, I am hard pressed for a single, even remote reason. It has a virus, right? It's got glory hole footage on it. He saved it there. He forgot and plugged it into the wrong thing. That's probably the best one. Active investigation. He's not investigating it. It's a civil case. He's not presenting it. That is up to the FBI and to the Delaware State Police, whom he's allegedly gone to. The FBI don't have an open investigation into it. And he, as a lawyer representing his client, having evidence, can release it all he wants. He's not held by any of those. He is not restrained by any of that. Right. It's garbage. That's why. That's why, by the way.
What are you doing to our country?
I'm giving it a shoulder massage so we can get through this pandemic without losing our fucking minds, Rudy. That's what I do every day. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing to our country. I'm countering your lies. I'm protecting it from an insurgence of psychotic QAnons who think they have they've got the truth cornered and they're just poking it with a broomstick. And I'm making people feel better because they can confront the lies you put out directly without fear and watch me skewer them using knowledge and good humor. That's what I think I'm doing to this country. But please, school me on what you think I'm doing.
You're ripping it apart.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. That's a mistake. I didn't really, well, I'm going to pack it up. That's okay. No more show. I feel bad. I feel guilty. I don't know how. It's so hard. Rudy, you cut me to the quick, sir. Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Thanks, Bethany. I try. I'm good at them. Hold out there, Rudy. Yeah, give it to him, Rudy. Come on. Give it to him, Rudy. Sell him the big. You can't take anymore, Rudy. It's just too much. How can people even deal?
Prosecuting an impeachment to remove a man from office who's been removed based on no allegation of a crime and not a...
No, that is an allegation of a crime. You meant evidence, but the evidence was self-evident because of the presence of the people that were there and everyone who was watching. And an examination of that evidence will be forthcoming, but we all literally watched it live.
Single witness.
A single witness. Because there wasn't a single witness. Millions of people watched it on television, dickhead, and on social media, and on the and 70 terabytes of parlor data.
Please, Democrats. Please, Democrats. Please.
You better beg me.
I know many of you dislike Donald Trump.
No. Stop that. Stop it. Don't say it's just because I dislike Donald Trump. I am disgusted by the man. I find him to be utter scum. The way he attacks women and then talks about them afterwards. The way he won't show up for the E. Jean Carroll deposition. The way he set the DOJ on her as his own personal attorney. The way he palled around with Jeffrey Epstein like it was fucking nothing. The way he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. The way he defrauded charities so badly that finally New York had to yank the Trump organization's ability to have a charity or run one. It's not about not liking him. There's a lot of politicians I don't like, but I don't give a shit if they get elected by their constituents. And if they do get elected to office, I can live through it without knowing that they carry the extra weight of being inherently despicable men.
I know many of you hate Donald Trump, I guess.
You guess right.
And whatever you think of any of this.
No. Whatever you think of any of this is far too broad. You're getting into Rand Paul. You're calling everyone a liar.
Just go look. Look at the tape in Fulton County. Look at how they're stealing the
I did, asshole. I ran the whole goddamn thing on my show.
votes. Look at the affidavits. You think all those people are lying?
Yes, I do. Well, not all of them are lying. A good portion of them are just stupid. Michelle Caroni, I don't think she's lying. I think she's actually just dumb. But you're not committing contempt of court or lying under oath if your perceptions are idiotic. That's why a lot of these affidavits skate by and why they're not afraid of putting them in, because it's all based on their beliefs about what they saw, not what they actually saw. If you file an affidavit that says, I believe I saw a UFO, you cannot be found in contempt of court or lying under oath for saying you believed you saw a UFO. You get it? That's how it works. If you say that your spouse who is missing, who you are believed to have murdered, was killed, and you say, I watched her taken away by a UFO when 10 other people watched you throw her off a bridge, then you get into a little bit of trouble, because you're not saying I believe, you're saying you're assertive what you saw, and it is contradicted by reality. All of the affidavits they presented are like, I think what I saw was a horrible, egregious. I believe that what I saw was, well, the court doesn't give a shit what you believe, and it's not, your beliefs aren't evidence. If you have a picture of voter rolls next to a picture of all these people going, I died and did not vote. Again, he says 10,000 people voted who were dead in Georgia. Pick a state. Never brings up one. Never brings up one. Not one. 10,000. Again, you wouldn't even have to do this stupid friggin' show if all he did was sit there with a stack of 500 dead people who voted. Here's our proof. We figured out. We looked it all up. These are the exact same people. Here you go. Look at this. This is the person this is their voter registration and the fact that they voted. This is the dead person. Okay, that pile. Here's another one. He's not. Could he? Absolutely. Be super easy. You wouldn't even have to make an argument. You wouldn't even have to act like Democrats don't care about the Constitution and they're tearing us apart. You wouldn't even have to go through any of this stupid machinations of grimacing at the fucking screen. You wouldn't have to. You would just hold up the evidence. Tens of thousands. Show me one. He's like, watch these the affidavits. They don't print the affidavits. The only affidavits that we've actually read, that we got a chance to look at, were the ones that were filed with the stupid Kraken by Sidney Powell, and they were all garbage. We went through some of them. They're all the same.
Don't you think he has a basis at least?
No, I don't. Why would I even think, why would I think he has a reason for legitimately declaring bankruptcy? Or not showing up for a deposition for E. Jean Carroll? Or a legitimate reason for wishing Ghislaine Maxwell well? I mean, they used to hang out in West Palm. I hope she's okay.
For believing that it was stolen? When we've got hundreds of affidavits of people.
Read one. Dude, Rudy, just do affidavit theater. I've done it. I've looked at the affidavits you presented in some of the cases. I read them out loud. We went through portions of them. You don't even get the pronouns right on the people that signed them.
People saying there was cheating?
That they believed there was cheating and that they thought something was wrong, but they felt suspicious that there might be.
We have videotape of it.
No, you don't.
We have scientific evidence.
No, you don't. By the way, his scientific evidence is that statistically, there's more mail-in voting this time than in other elections. That's it. That's the science. There shouldn't be this many. In a normal election, there's nowhere near this many people mailing in their votes. This is ridiculous. They should have called the election for him at 10 o'clock at night on election night. Under normal, by that time, they would have. Except for, in a normal election, everybody voted in person, and they know that those votes are already in process. But the mail-in votes represented almost the entirety of the other party.
Nobody's ever heard it except the state legislatures.
Except the state legislatures. You mean the ones that told you to go pound sand?
And only some of it.
Well, then why aren't you presenting all of it? What's wrong with you? You have a website. He kept, remember, like, oh, it's all on my website. All of it's on my website. We went and looked. It's not on his website. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Or put up or shut up is, I think, really the argument at this point.
These are things American people should know about. This is what free speech is about, to bring these things.
Listen, asshole, I put your whole show on and I break it down all the way through. I don't stop in the middle. I don't cut stuff out. I even go chase down some of your ridiculous assertions. They all turn out to be fart air, and your website doesn't have any of this shit. Post the videos, post the hard drive, and post all your goddamn affidavits. You can even redact the names. I don't care. I want to read their testimony.
Things out. Some people may hate them, disagree with them, say they're wrong.
They are wrong. What do you mean hate them? Oh, affidavits, I hate them. Oh.
And there's no incitement here. Nobody ran off from that speech and did anything.
Yes, they did. By the way, this is coming from the guy who says, I don't know if anybody even entered the Capitol. What?
Not a single thing.
Not a single thing.
Not a single thing, and it had
bouncing around between your ears.
Started before the speech was even over. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe a half hour. Now it would be...
No, during. And he was telling people, we're going to walk down and I'm going to go with you. And a bunch of people left early because they thought he was going to be there to lead the charge into the building because they believe those stupid Rambo posters.
A good time to take a short break.
It would be a good time for you to go back to law school. God damn. Oh, thank God I edited. I jumped ahead on that one. Ew. He's back in, that's the same office, by the way. That's the other.
famous-smoke.com/Rudy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, selling throat cancer to all of his supporters.
Thank you for returning.
I don't do it because it brings me joy. I do it because people need to see this jackassery and get through it and realize.
Despite your bitterness, despite your hatred, despite your dislike,
I feel seen.
of President Donald J. Trump.
No, Rudy, that's not fair. That is not fair. I also feel the same way about you. I didn't before. A long time ago, I thought of you, like, I guess like everybody else did, like America's mayor. It's only that we've spent this amount of time together that I've grown to despise you and find you totally, utterly despicable. Your lies about Four Seasons Total Landscaping, your attempt to pull your dick out in front of a girl you thought was 15 years old, your absolute chicanery and lack of legal knowledge that's just embarrassing to the legal profession entirely, and your attempts to destroy our democracy by subverting the counting of the electoral votes on behalf of your private citizen client, a former president who is now shuffling around Mar-a-Lago as membership drops off.
Do you realize
Yes.
the damage that these Democrats are doing to
What damage is this?
the sacred rights that we have?
What sacred rights are those? Do you mean a redress of grievances and the ability to face your accusers and all the shit he's going to be able to do in the impeachment trial?
The damage they've done to due process.
What's the due process part? You're getting due process. What's due in this situation is that you get to address the facts and fight back against the impeachment. You don't get imprisoned by impeachment. You just can't get the same job you had.
Damage they've done to the impeachment clause of the Constitution.
Yeah, it's like it's all dented and dirty now. It was all pristine, sitting on a shelf since Clinton, right? Because God knows it didn't have any scuff marks on it from the Clinton impeachment. Thank God we went through with that. You know what I mean? Because if we'd have used it on Iran-Contra, that would have really been a miscarriage of justice. But a consensual blowjob, I think, is a reason to grind the whole country to a halt, so that Osama bin Laden can get a leg up and start planning for 2001.
And the damage they've done to the United States by pursuing this man day in and day out.
Boo-hoo.
Before he even entered office.
Well, yeah, because before he even entered office, he wouldn't give up his taxes. He had all these weird ties to foreign money laundering. He had an entire floor of Russian mafia guys in his Trump Tower. He was selling units to people who didn't even live there in other countries that looked like money laundering exercises. He had Russian anchor babies being born in Trump Tower, Miami. It was a little hinky. And then there was a tape of him saying he could grab women by the pussy and not even ask. Yeah, it's gross. That's reason enough. Nobody needs another reason to not like that dude. Nobody owes you being liked in life. I'm certain there are some Trumpsters and maggots out there who can't stand me. And you know what? That's their God-given right. They have a God-given right to hate my guts. Tough shit. But if I manage to get elected for office one day, and they decide to impeach me on that hate, they're going to have a real hard time, because when I'm in office and leading up to the time that I'm in office, I'm not going to commit any crimes. Especially crimes against the Constitution and ones that use the power and influence that I have to benefit myself and my family over the United States, or worse, at the expense of the United States. Those I'm specifically going to steer clear of.
By trying to frame him for things he didn't do.
No one tried to frame him for shit he didn't do. They didn't frame him. Papadopoulos, Carter Page, Paul Manafort, Mike Flynn, they weren't framed. They were all lying on his behalf. How are they? Where's the frame up?
For collusion with Russia, which never happened.
Yeah, it did.
For a phone call, which turns out now with the hard drive produced, much of which has been censored, but it does corroborate everything the president did and justify it. And it was
bullshit. What hard drive? I'm sick of this shit. Seriously. What hard drive, Rudy? 8 printouts that you're handing out someplace that are allegedly from a hard drive. What hard drive? Produce it. Let's all see it. What hard drive?
It's withheld. It's withheld so they can have the phony impeachment.
Withheld? You have it. Rudy, you have the hard drive. Allegedly. Show it. Post it. All of it. A forensic copy online. Give it to WikiLeaks. Let's see it. All of it. Every single stitch of it. And I and everyone like me will look right at the images and go, 2 clicks, and look at all the data in the image. And you'll go, oh, shit, okay. This is when the picture was fabricated. Half the picture was a picture taken from another thing, and half the picture was a picture taken from this thing. They were fused together on this date. They were released and uploaded into another hard drive on this date, and they were put into this hard drive on another date. That's why.
And now we got an impeachment even phonier than that.
McConnell folded. Sweet. Schumer's assuming control of the Senate, breaking. Nice. Awesome. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. We'll go to, let me see this real quick. That just happened on C-SPAN. Hold on. Thanks, guys, for bringing that up. Let's see. House delivers. Okay. House. Is there? Where's the live? Where are you, C-SPAN? Put it up there, you bastard. Mm-hmm. Let's see, okay. Communicate, is there post-war thing? They're just on the thing? Okay, hold on. Well, I'll find it. Give me a second. Well, this will be one of our last things together today. Let's see. Let's see. Dems take control of Senate. It's like there's so many ways to look this stuff up. News. I'll find it. MSNBC. Yeah, well, that's the issue is going to one of the sites and getting in trouble for playing there, because they always play their music and then you get dinged. Let's see. Boing to boing, boing to boing, boing to boing. Live. Oh, we're already into Rachel's show. I should let you guys go and just go watch it. Okay. That's just wrong of me to hang you over into Rachel's show. That's just, I feel bad. Okay, so we'll all just celebrate that part of it, and then Rudy's almost done. He's got a minute left, so I'm going to finish this part, and then, yeah.
To remove someone from office he's already removed based on not a single witness, on no evidence.
Hi, stupid. We've already done this.
And on ridiculously contradictory allegations.
They're not contradictory. He incited a riot, and then he unincited it, and then he was like, please go, and then don't go. It was terrible.
Please, Democrats, please.
Rudy, please, fuck off.
Please, save these rights. Stand up for these rights given to us by God. And if you don't...
This is a great closing argument. Is somebody wake up the judge.
Don't believe in God by nature. That's what Jefferson said.
What? You what?
He's already removed based on not a single witness, on no evidence, and on ridiculously contradictory allegations. Please, Democrats, please, save these rights. Stand up for these rights given to us by God. And if you don't believe in God by nature, that's what Jefferson said. They're not democratic rights or Republican rights. They're rights of free men and free women.
Right. To freely create a government wherein if someone enacts in criminal behavior in the process of carrying out the work of the government, we can impeach them from office, we can disqualify them from holding office in the future, and then we can try them in criminal court. What the fuck are you talking about?
And they have been trashed by the...
I don't want to, call anybody un-American, but...
leadership of your party for 5 years.
Bullshit.
They're the ones who should be impeached.
No. Rudy, you should be disbarred. You're a moron. And the best defense you have is that your argument is idiotic. That's what you can hope for, is that people just think you're stupid. Because if you actually, if you don't actually believe this stuff and this is just manipulation, that makes it beyond vile. Ashley Babbitt's dead. Officer Sicknick is dead. A woman was trampled to death. Multiple cops were injured. And people's lives are being threatened based on the bullshit you're still selling. So God save us and you and everyone around you if you're not just a dumbass.
Not Donald J. Trump, who in my view was the
farts smell like roast beef?
most productive president in my lifetime.
Well, that's because you're a criminal and you were engaged in criminal behavior. I mean, obviously, bank robbers have a different attitude towards efficiency once you arrive at the bank than I do. I'm like, I should fill out my deposit slip before I go in. And that's my idea of efficiency. Yours is we didn't have to shoot the manager. We only had to hit him with the butt of the gun. So we avoided a secondary charge and the car was gassed up.
By far. And probably is going to be known in history as one of our best presidents.
No. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Like that is literally only being floated so that we can go, Obama was the worst.
Because he accomplished so much under stress.
Aw. You mean golf? Yes, he did golf more than any other president in history. So the fact that he could golf while 300,000 plus people died. I mean, honestly, the way the man managed his stress.
Under attack.
I'm sorry. Person who said someone was a Kenyan-born Muslim says what?
From the opposition. That was unrelenting, unfair, illegal.
Wasn't illegal.
And un-American.
Oh, well, I'm glad he didn't question anybody's Americanism. The patriotism. That was, we finally, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, end on that. And un-American. But I'm not questioning anyone. So anybody who was against Donald Trump is against the greatest president who ever lived. And if you were against him, it's not because you believed he was engaged in criminality and was a complete scumbag, but because you were un-American. But I'm not questioning anybody's patriotism.
We'll be back in a few days.
That's terrible. I'm very sad about that fact. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I went way over. I had this in queue, which is horrifying. You want to know how bad media is? Let me show you a taste of this.
Did Trump incite an insurrection? Remember Christy Swanson from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? She joins the show to talk about the politics of Hollywood. Plus, I take on the left-wing historians. Pow, pow, pow. This is the Dinesh D'Souza podcast.
Wow, that's just pow, 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 pow. Pow, pow. Ugh. Yeah, he said erection because Schumer said erection on the floor. That was the whole thing. We had too much stuff today, which is a good and very sad problem to have. But at least we dealt with Rand Paul and we dealt with Rudy Giuliani as these primary, buttresses. Yes, multiple buttresses. Multiple buttress are called buttresses. Yeah, Jesus Christ. We'll figure that out later. Supporting Donald J. Trump's, he's like this rotten old statue somebody made out of driftwood, but they want it to stay up, so they've just been putting planks up against it and going, it's made out of bronze, I swear to God. And the two of them represent the complete view of all of the Trump supporters right now. Besides the QAnon, we'll deal with some of them tomorrow. I'll be on at the regular time tomorrow. And then, of course, Wednesday, we're going to do an early show with the tech. Like I said, that will be at 10 a.m. my time on Wednesday. And then after that, I'll have my regular show in the afternoon. Thank you guys for the patronage, and thank you for the super chats and all that kind of stuff. I realize a lot of that stuff is going to fall off. The support's going to fall off after Trump has left office. I totally get it, and I'm comfortable with that. If you like the show, please support it. Please give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. You can become a patron and support the show and all that kind of stuff. But if right now you're just kind of over it and coasting, completely cool. I love you. Fear not. Enjoy yourself. Have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, be well. And let's see, hold on before I sign off on there. And take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. Bye.